I have a question. When do we create monogram logos? As a designer, I always ask myself, when do I need to choose among the different type of logo design, what to create for a brand? And before you get lost, you might be asking, what is a monogram logo? Well, these are what we call monogram logo, and you can recognize some popular or famous brand that uses them as their logo, like IBM, NASA, Formula One, and so on. So in this video, I'm going to show you the criteria that you need to consider when creating a monogram logo for a brand. And there are just two. The first one is if the client asks for it. Well, we all know that the client needs to give you the brief to create the logo. And in that brief, there might be the logo requirement, which is either a logo type, a word mark, a monogram, an abstract mark, or so on. So that is the first condition or the first criteria that you need to know when to create a monogram. And the second is if the brand doesn't know the type of logo he or she wants to adapt. This is a step that will make them to consider the monogram logo as their personal logo. So the first and foremost reason why brands uses monogram instead of a word mark or an abstract mark, a negative space logo, is because of their names. Well, to know a brand that need a word mark, their name must be easy to be recognized. And I made a video about the different types of logo design, and you can check them right here after watching this video and after you have known when to create a monogram for a brand or a client. Take for example the Space Exploration Company, also known as NASA. But did you also know that their name, also known as the National Aeronautics and Space Administration? Have you ever imagined what was the reason why they decided to shrink their name to NASA? It is because of this one golden rule in logo design, which is to make it memorable. And without a logo being memorable, it can't stand the test of time, and you will not also be able to recognize the brand. Because if the brand comes through a page that you are reading and the name of the brand was the International Business Machine Corporation was under an attack last night, I bet you will never know that it was IBM. So every brand that uses monogram logo or is about to use a monogram logo must first check this first criteria or consider this first criteria into place. So every brand that uses a monogram logo, his or her first reason must be because the name of the brand is too long and cannot be remembered in the mind of their target audience. And the person or the people that are to find out about this are we, the designers. So I have a brand name that we are going to be working on to create a monogram logo, which is Ben and Dennis Corporation. And I will use this fictional brand to explain the rest of this video on when to consider creating a monogram. Therefore, the first thing you have to have in mind, or the first thing you have to consider about creating a monogram logo, is to check the name of the brand. If the brand name is too long, then you have to shrink it down to the first letter of their names so that you can make the brand memorable and stand the test of time. So the next thing is mind mapping, and I'm certain that you have already gone through the brief the client or the brand has given you for their logo design, and you have seen all what you have to do. Ben and Dennis Corporation is a brand that deals on real estate and buildings. They want their branding to show luxury, passion, sophistication, boldness, and cutting edge. With this, we can then start the mind mapping process. So mind mapping is simply relating words that are noun to the nearest simplified nouns. Take for example, luxury. Luxury also means class, and it also means distinct, an upper level, treasure, and a lot more. And I will do the same for the rest of these nouns that Ben and Dennis Corporation gave us. Mind mapping is one of the key factors in creating a monogram because it makes us to easily explore the deeper meaning of words that the brand has given us to work with, so that they can be able to show it off in their branding. Mind mapping is not only important because of that, but also it is important because it's going to help us to tackle the next key factors when considering or when creating a monogram, which is sketching. I bet you didn't see that coming, but I will explain this. After getting the nouns in quotes, that is the simplified nouns that you have dealt with during the mind mapping that can easily explain the brand in one or two words. You will then need to show it off or to illustrate it in the logo, and you can't be able to do that without sketching. And by me, sketching is one of the best key factors in creating a monogram logo and also in creating all the various type of logo design. With that being said, I'm grabbing my sketchbook, my eraser and my pencil to go and sketch. These are my reasons why sketching is one of the best key factors when creating a monogram. The first one is freedom of making happy accidents. If you decided on going to your system or computer after the mind mapping process is through, there is a lot of chances you making happy accidents at zero, because you won't have an idea or inspiration to look out for, and by doing so you'll be left staring at a white canvas. The next reason is coming out of your comfort zone. Coming out of your comfort zone is one of the ways of getting inspiration to create a good and unique logo. And I am able to get inspiration from sketching because of the freedom I get in sketching down anything with a pen and a paper, which may lead to happy accidents. And lastly, not to think about color, because I'm using a black and white scale in sketching, which is very important, because anything that works well in black and white works well even though color is being added to it. After I'm settled for some of the ideas or some of the sketches I've came up with, I will take some shots of them and send it to my system or to my laptop to start the vectorization. And this is another key factor to focus on, because going through your other designs, this is the key factor that will validate whether your design can be made or can be brought out to life. So after you are done with some of your design and you are pleased with some of them, you can start the refinement. So this is where you can take your initial ideas, the best three of your designs, and then make them more beautiful or simpler. And obviously you can start adding colors to your design. Therefore, this is how and when to design a monogram logo. And I show you the 4 factors that will help you identify the best time or the right time to create a monogram logo for a brand or a client. If you found this video helpful, do well to give a like and subscribe to the channel for more helpful tips like this. If you have any question, leave them in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Shalom.